That was special. I think 4 weeks ago, I don't know if a lot of people would think that we'd be able to fight to get in this position, but I knew we were a good football team. Those kids knew we were a good football team, and down the stretch played some really good football. And we knew that was an explosive offense. We knew the running back was really good. I think he had 257. He's a good player, and he gave us issues tonight. That offensive line did a nice job for him. But the stat of the third downs, we got him off the field, and then we created turnovers. We got 3 turnovers tonight, which we had not done this year. So hopefully that builds some momentum going forward to get turnovers and get the ball back to offense so we can widen the score. But proud of those kids. That was awesome. And they're a bunch of happy guys because they fought and worked and earned that victory. They earned the 3 out of 4 that they just got. So excited, bowl eligible. So big day.
Do you, your message has always been kind of consistent to the team. Anything tweaked in your message, either pregame or halftime?
Yeah, well, the whole message this week was finish the race. We've gone so far, so we knew we had to finish the race. We couldn't just let this one slide. I talked about, I ran a marathon however many years ago, and that 23rd, 24th mile really tests your character. And you got to find a way to finish the race. And those kids did that. And they were saying it the whole game. And that was the message in the locker room halftime. That was the message when Coach Feely brought them up for the fourth quarter when we got together. Just finish the race, find a way to take the rope, and they did do that.
I think people might look at this game and say, okay, Tulsa lost their quarterback, and they were really shut in. On your side, though, you must have lost about 10 guys who were out there, at the start of the season on defense.
Yep, and that's been the case this whole season. We've had, I think, 42 different kids start for us this year, so it's kind of been a revolving door, but credit to our kids. Every kid that stepped in and played or started or played meaningful snaps has done a great job. Chris Smith, who's been a career 4th, 15 scout team linebacker, he's out there playing meaningful plays. And our Willie linebacker, Todd Jones, 2nd week in a row got the start at Willie linebacker. Lost our, team leading tackler, Chappelle Russell, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago. Lost his backup, Isaiah Graham Mobley, 11 plays into the game 3 weeks ago. And we just keep finding a way to rotate guys through and finding a way to play good football and finding a way to win. And then Josh Lang was out there, one of my favorite kids on the team, career backup long snapper, has gone through 4 years of mat drills, 4 years off-season conditioning, carries his water jug everywhere he goes around campus, does anything and everything, all of our starters and guys that play 60, 70 plays a game, and he got to get on there and snap that last extra point, and it got blocked. So not only did he snap it, he had to go and run 100 yards too. So it's just moments like that are special as a coach, that you can get somebody like Josh Lang some playing time as a senior, and what hopefully will not be his last game.
Was Artrell Foster not? He played, I saw him get maybe 1 play in the second half. Did he suddenly become not available?
No, he was out there playing.
Oh.
He was out there playing. They were just going so much, so we had to package. If they went 10 personnel, we were going to go nickel, which is Artrell. If they went 11 personnel, so they were getting in their 2-back stuff, we were going to have Sam Franklin and play base. So the whole second half they kept going 11, and we kept going base. That's the one reason. I thought Derek Thomas did a nice job tonight. Kymir Brown was out there playing DT, almost had to pick 6, took it down to the 2-yard line with 30 seconds left. That really, I thought was a huge play in the game because Sharif had just gotten ejected for whatever reason, and DT answered with the pick and took it down to the 2, and then we scored the next play to kind of answer that and not get, discouraged or lose poise or anything.
These guys spread the field so much. I would have expected a lot of nickel. What is it that, it was a lot of, Franklin and the 2 LBs?
Yeah, well, they get in there. All they do is they try to spread the field sideline to sideline. So we kept playing 3 linebackers in the box to try to counteract their run game. But the kid's good. We were loading the box. But the kid is really good. He was finding creases. He was running hard. So my hat's off to him. I knew he was a good player. Watching the tape all week, knew his what he had done throughout his career. But then when you see it firsthand, what a good player he is. Hats off to him. He's a special back.
Was the first drive just a matter of the tempo? Getting
the headsets weren't working. So we went the first 2 series with no headsets. So the whole first series, there were 0 headsets. They were not working. So we had to reboot the machine after they drove down the field and scored the touchdown. So that was a first for me as a college coach, having the headsets be completely out. And so that was tough to get information from the box because you couldn't get anything. We were trying to see everything from the sidelines. I think one of the bright spots all year is the communication from our GAs and full-time coaches up in the box. And you go 2 whole series without that can pose some issues.
Starzik buried every punt, I think 4 out of 5 inside the 20, maybe his best game.
Yeah, good player, did a nice job. Had some protection issues, obviously on PAT and field goal. We got to get short up because now that they've shown that they can block them at will, our next game is going to be more of the same, so we got to make sure we're short up there. And again, the PAT field goal team has kind of been a revolving door because of injuries, but whoever's in's got to do a great job protecting. I think we got a piece of one on the block punt, and I think they had one too, so just all the protections in general. The punt return team was good. Isaiah had the punt return for a touchdown, which was awesome, and so I think he had another big night too, all-purpose wise.
Yeah, this was maybe the best day I saw you guys in red zone offense.
Yeah.
Finding guys. Is that just,
And we just got in there and got some, they were playing a lot of man coverage, so man coverage, you run pick routes, and that's what we were doing. We were able to have some success. And then a couple of times, so 2 times the first option was open, he threw it, got an easy touchdown. And then one of them to Adonis, that was actually the third option that he had the presence of mind to come back to. So it was a good package. I thought we called a good game, both sides of the ball. Just that running back's a really good player.
Another, Kirkwood on defense last week, he had a sort of broke down perfectly when the quarterback scrambled up the middle, made a perfect tackle.
Right.
And today he's got these instincts. Is that just on defense?
He's a good player. He's a special kid. There's no secret how strongly I feel about Keith Kirkwood. We wear the same number 5, and just to see him out there playing, he was covering kicks on kickoff. He was on the punt. He was on the punt team. And then he was playing defense on all our prowler package on 3rd down. And I got a PBU. I think he even had a tackle on one of the plays too. So I thought we did a nice job with our 3rd down package defensively. Because that was a huge part of the game, getting them off the field.
You guys really have polished up the return game the last few weeks.
Yeah, and I say, and then we had special packages of each different returner. Mike Jones had a nice return. Freddie Johnson had a big return last week. So we've got a bunch of guys that are being able to hit it in the different packages that we do.
How about the leaping penalty? What's that?
Yeah, he should have done it.
Okay, that was just.
Yeah, he should have done it. We drill it, we teach it, and just the heat of the moment, young players get really excited, and they make silly mistakes that enable them to get a first down, which is a part of the game which you don't want that to happen, and it happened.
Yeah, I just want to ask about the running game because it kind of worked in all areas today, and that's been not been a consistent thing. Is it just to help the offensive line now?
Everything, the O-line got to give our hats off to them. They did a great job, just opening holes, and then just the running backs I thought did a really good job of trusting their tracks. Sometimes in the past when the running game isn't working, we start making the cut too early, we start seeing things that aren't there. I thought today was one of the best days that we just stayed on our track, hit our track, and trusted our O-line and tight ends to do a good job. I think our receivers have done a great job as the season's gone on blocking downfield. We make a big deal about it in practice, we make a big deal about it in the games, and you see it show up. So Isaiah Wright has the flashy plays, but the plays that I'm most proud of today, on one of David's long runs, he's inside hands and he's driving the nickel back 10, 15 yards down the field. Those things are great to see.
And now what are you doing for the next 8 days? I guess next Sunday you'll find out.
I will be in a house recruiting in 24 hours. I've got 2 home visits. I can't obviously say who they are. I've got 2 home visits. The next day I've got 3 home visits, and then it's recruiting. We're going to build elite depth on this roster so we don't get into these issues where the injuries kind of cripple us a little bit. So we are going to add depth across the entire roster, and it's going to be exciting. I'm really proud of the juniors and the sophomores. 4 weeks ago, we challenged them to step up as leaders and to build upon what these seniors have done. It's the all-time winningest class in school history, and set a precedent that their leadership is already in place. So when we go into the offseason in January after the bowl game, they're already ready to take over and have a really big run next year. I think we could be a really dominant football team.
You want to go to Florida next, in a few weeks, or
whatever Dr. Kraft and Vincent James say we're going bowling, I am fired up just to play one more game with that group of guys and to be around them for a couple of more weeks. The development of our young guys is unbelievable. What the strength staff has done, and it's just 3 more weeks of practice. Wherever we go is going to be awesome, and it's going to build upon the future, because the future around here is really, really bright.